Hey, everybody, welcome to the Spark. Hope you're doing fantastic on today. I'm Coach David, and I am here to enlighten you, to give you something that's going to take you to a new level, that's going to help you tremendously on this upcoming week and for the rest of your life. So I hope that you're up and at 'em, that you're getting after it on today, and that you're moving from one level to the next level, that you're continually increasing in everything that you endeavor to do. And I know this right here that, hey, you're putting in the time, the effort, the energy, and guess what? Your manifestation is right there. So, on today, I want to talk to you about an encouraging word, if I can. I want to encourage you. I just want to build you up and encourage you. I want to talk to you about you got this. Don't quit. That's right. You got it. That's right. I don't know if it's you have got it or you got it, but most of the time when I talk to the younger my teenagers and my students and everything, they always say, you got this. And okay, so that's what I'm encouraging you with on today. You got this. Now, let's talk about it a little bit. And I hope that by the end of this, you're going to be so encouraged that no matter what you face, no matter what you come up against, you're going to be ready to go. You're going to go to a new level. You're going to exceed and do everything that you endeavor to do. Everything that you put your hands on turns to gold. You got the Midas touch, and you got this. There is a scripture in the Bible, Galatians 6 and 9. It says this right here, and let us not be weary in well doing. Why? For in due season we shall reap if we faint not. I'm going to say it again. Let us not be weary in well doing. Why? Because in due season we shall reap if we do not faint. And that's been resonating in my spirit all week long, and I want to give it to you on today. So here's what he's saying. We're going to break this down piece by piece. We're going to walk it out. We're going to bring it back, and then we're going to have a great time here. So he says, look, don't get weary. Don't get stirred up. Don't lose your spirit. Don't give up. Don't you dare give up. Don't you faint. Don't you quit. Whatever it is, whatever you come up against, don't get worn out in it. Don't get weary in it. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're endeavoring to do, whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're bringing into your life. Listen, here's the first thing, all right? Excuse me. Remember that it is a promise to you that whatsoever things you pray, believe you receive and you have them. That's a promise to you. All right. So the truth of the matter is, I always say, you already have it. Remember, you wouldn't be able to imagine it, to believe, to see it, to believe it if it were not so. So when you imagine it, when you bring it into your imagination, or when you say, look, I'm going after this, I'm going for this and everything, when you do that, it's already yours. Now you're going through the steps of the well-doing. What does that mean? The well-doing is just doing well, doing what is needed, doing what is required, doing what is right, and doing the work that must be done. That's what it means. So he's telling us right now, he says, look, don't give up. Don't cave in. Don't you dare faint. Don't you quit in doing what must be done, in doing what is needed to be done, in doing what is required to be done, in doing what is right. Don't you get shook up by that. Don't you get bothered by that. And I know sometimes the things that we have to go through, the things that we have to do, it can start to wear on us if we allow it. But you have to go back and always remember the promise that you've been given. You've been made a promise that, hey, look, if you believe it, it is yours. It is yours. You right now, you're holding it on the inside of you, because remember what I teach you, everything comes from the inside to the outside. So what you're doing the work, you're doing the process, if you will, that must be done. Don't lose your spirit in that. Don't get agitated. Don't get irritated. Don't get aggravated. Okay. So my point is this right here. Agitation, aggravation, and irritation comes in order to cause you to give up, in order to cause you to quit. But remember, you're doing well. You're doing what is right. You're doing what is required. And while you're doing that, there is a promise attached to that. It says, for in due season, we're going to reap if we don't let the weariness cause us to quit, cause us to faint, cause us to give up. Now, I want to break this due season thing down, because a lot of times I think that's where we get off at. It is a due season for everything. One of the things that I like to use as an example is a baby, a human being, a baby. We understand that the due season from the time of conception to the time of manifestation of that baby is 9 months. We understand that. And here's the thing about it. A lot of times the things that we are actually working towards, that we believe that we receive, we don't know the due season. Now, we can put a due season on it. We can say, hey, by this date, by this time, this is going to happen for me. However, watch this right here. Sometimes 9 months is not enough for a child. Sometimes it's shorter than 9 months. Sometimes it's beyond 9 months. Here's what I understand about that. Sometimes it's just a matter of miscalculation. Other times it's a matter of order, procedure, and everything. I look at it like this. I see God, the universe, as the big air traffic controller and lining everything up and putting everything in the right order so that everybody can make their safe landing at the proper time at the due season. And sometimes I want to land, and sometimes I want to get there quickly. But watch this right here. I understand that there is a due season for everything. So what if I put a date and a time on it and it doesn't happen in that date or time? Well, you know, when a young lady or a woman goes to the doctor and the doctor says you're going to have a child in 9 months, that lady gets excited. She gets prepared. She starts, most of the time, that lady gets excited. She gets prepared. She starts preparing for that. Well, what if 9 months comes up and she doesn't have the child? Now, she's pregnant. She knows she's pregnant, but she doesn't have the child at the 9-month mark. She doesn't give up. She doesn't quit. Say, well, see, I knew this wasn't going to work anyway. She doesn't do that. No, she stays with the process. So that's what I'm encouraging you with on today. Stay with the process, because it says in due season. One time somebody asked me, they says, when is due season? The only thing that I can tell you is what one of my mentors told me. Due season is the season when it's due. And like I said, some things we know the due season on, and other things we do not. But the promise goes back to this right here. It says, listen, don't get weary. Don't get shook up. If it looks like it's taking a long time, you stay with doing well. You stay with doing what's right. You stay with doing the things and the work that needs to be done, because I understand this right here, that when you do that, it promises you that you're going to reap in your due season. But there's something attached to that. It says, if you don't faint. And I tell you, a lot of times these things come about to make you quit. You've been waiting for that job and waiting on the job and putting in applications and going through this process and going through that process, and it doesn't look like anything is happening. Hold on. Don't get weary in your well-doing, for in due season, it's going to manifest. And watch this right here. God is just lining everything up. He's putting the right people in the right place. He's cooking you up, and he's getting you set up, giving you the right education, doing all of these things that need to be done. So in the due season, when it comes together, oh my goodness, it's a match made in heaven. What are you talking about? Heaven is on the inside of you. Because I know you're not going into this going like, oh, well, I'll just take anything, whatever they offer me, I'll just do it. No. You said that you had something in mind. Now, you can't get weary in the middle of it and give up, because if you do, you're going to miss your due season. And and that's what it promises. Don't faint. Don't cave in. Don't give up. Listen. It is going to happen if we don't do that. You've got to hold on to that. I want to encourage you with that. Even when it doesn't look like it's working, It is working on your behalf. Don't you dare back away from it. Don't you dare talk about maybe it wasn't meant. Oh, yeah, it was meant to be, because as I said from the beginning, you would never, ever be in this situation if it wasn't meant to be. And some people want to just say, well, this is just for Christians. No, 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 no. Because here's the truth of the matter. You see it in all things in life. It is a principle in life. Now, I tell you, you just got to know that. You got to hold on to that. See, here's the truth of the matter. Here's the truth. I want you to listen to this as I get ready to wrap it up. You don't know how close you are. What? You don't know how close you are. But I can promise you this right here. If you began yesterday or this morning, you are closer to your destination than you've ever been. What are you talking about? Because you got started. So if I can encourage you with anything on today is don't get weary. Don't let that. Keep doing well. Yeah. There's a due season. I don't always know when it is, but I know this right here. I'm going to reap if I don't cave in, give up, or quit. I am going to stay with it. Boy, that helps me out. I hope that helps you out. Stay encouraged. Keep moving forward. And here's what I really want you to do. This is just kind of jumped on me. Encourage other people. Watch this right here. The Bible also teaches us that whatever we sow, we're going to reap. There's going to be a time when you need to be encouraged. Guess what? Encourage somebody else. You're sowing seeds of encouragement. Now, listen, that encouragement may not come back from the same person that you encourage, but it didn't say it would. It just says there's time to reap. And when you need encouragement is going to go out. So you keep going out, sowing encouragement, knowing that you're going to reap a harvest of encouragement, and it's going to be at that time when you need it the most. And you just stay with it. And don't you dare cave in, give up, and quit. Well, I hope that helped you on today. If it did, I want you to do something for me. Share this with somebody. Hey, listen, tell them. Just tell them, say, you got this. Don't you dare quit. Don't you give up. Don't you faint. Don't you talk about maybe it wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be. That's why it is yours. And now you are simply doing the process to bring it into manifestation. And remind them, you don't know how close you are. You really don't know how close you are. But I can promise you this right here. You're closer today than you were yesterday. And guess what? Tomorrow, you're going to be even closer. All right, that's it for today. I hope that helped you tremendously. Listen, it's been great here to be with you on today. Share this with somebody, get it out. And hey, remember this right here. You are the architect of your life. You're doing this. That's right. You are. And guess what? Coach David, I believe in you. I'll see you next week. You have a great one. Bye.